You open your banking app. Again, you already know what you're going to see, but you check anyway. The number is smaller than you hoped. The month feels longer than your money. And deep down, there's this sinking feeling, why am I still stuck here? I work hard. I'm not lazy. What am I missing? Now imagine someone your age, same city, same economy, even a similar salary. But 10 years from now, they're debt-free, investing, building businesses, living with options, while you're still fighting the same monthly battle. It's not that they're smarter, and it's definitely not that they work twice as many hours. The real difference started with something invisible: how they think about money, opportunity, and themselves. That's the core idea behind Think and Grow Rich, not Wish and Grow Rich, not Be Positive and the universe will fix everything. It's a system for using your thoughts, your beliefs, and your daily decisions to slowly but surely bend your financial reality in a new direction. If you stay with this video, you'll walk away with a practical way to define exactly what you want, condition your mind to believe it's possible, and move from vague dreams to concrete actions that compound over time. So let's unpack the real magic of this book in a way that's simple, honest, and usable in your life right now, even if you're starting from debt, doubt, or a complete lack of clarity. Napoleon Hill was not born rich. He didn't write this book in a mansion after winning some financial lottery. Early in his life, he was asked to interview one of the richest men in the world at the time, Andrew Carnegie. Carnegie told him something that sounds almost insane: that there is a secret to building wealth, and that this secret is hidden, in plain sight, inside the way successful people think and act. Carnegie challenged Hill to spend decades studying the most successful people of his time, entrepreneurs, inventors, leaders, and to find the patterns. No salary, no guarantee, just a mission. Hill accepted. Over more than 20 years, he interviewed hundreds of high achievers and distilled what he found into a set of principles. Think and Grow Rich is the blueprint that came out of that obsession. The tension the book solves is simple. Most people want more money, more freedom, more impact, but they approach it randomly. They chase a raise here, a side gig there, a savings trick somewhere else. Hill's message is that lasting wealth starts with a clear inner blueprint, a burning desire, a belief that it's possible, and the plan you're willing to execute with almost embarrassing persistence. The outer results are a delayed reflection of that inner world. Let's start with the first big idea. A vague wish will never move your life. What you need is what Hill calls a burning desire. Think about how most people talk about money. I want to be rich. I'd love to be comfortable. I hope things get better. That's not a plan. That's background noise. Hill says you need to decide exactly how much money you want, when you want it by, and what you're willing to do in exchange. Specific, measurable, and emotionally charged. Picture two coworkers. Both say they want more money. The first one leaves it at that. The second one gets clear. I will have $50,000 saved and invested in 4 years. I will do this by increasing my income with skills, taking on higher value work, and cutting expenses that don't serve me. One of them has a direction. The other has a wish. Hill suggests writing this as a clear statement: the exact amount, the date, what you'll offer in exchange, and how you plan to get there. Then you read it out loud, every morning and every night. Not as a cute ritual, but as a daily reminder: this is what I'm building. This is where I'm going. A practical move for you. Tonight, define one concrete money target. It doesn't have to be $1 million. It could be pay off $5,000 in debt in 18 months, or build a $10,000 emergency fund in 2 years. Write it down with a date and what you'll give in return. Skills, value, extra effort. Make it real. Give your brain a destination. The second big idea is uncomfortable but powerful. You will never consistently earn beyond what you deeply believe you're worth and capable of. Hill calls this faith, but not in a religious sense. It's the inner conviction that your goal is possible for you. That conviction isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. Right now, pay attention to your self-talk about money. Do you catch yourself saying, I'm just bad with money. I'll never get ahead. People like me don't get rich. Each of those sentences is like a small program running in the background of your mind, quietly sabotaging your efforts. You might take a bold action one day, but your old beliefs drag you back like a rubber band. Hill talks about auto-suggestion, the process of using repeated thoughts and words to reprogram your subconscious. Sounds fancy, but you already do it. If you keep telling yourself, "I'm always tired," you feel more tired. If you keep telling yourself, "I'm terrible with numbers," you avoid anything that proves you wrong. Auto-suggestion just means doing this intentionally. Imagine you grew up hearing, "Money is dangerous," or "Rich people are greedy." You might feel guilty every time you make progress. You might unconsciously sabotage promotions or opportunities. Now imagine you start feeding yourself new ideas. "I'm learning how to manage money wisely. I create value and I deserve to be well paid for it. Wealth in my hands is safe and constructive." Repeated daily, especially tied to emotion and visualization, these phrases start to feel less fake and more possible. An easy action: take that money goal you wrote down and write 3 simple "I am becoming" statements that support it. For example, "I am becoming the kind of person who tracks every euro." Or, "I am becoming the person at work who solves higher-level problems." Read those statements out loud twice a day. It will feel awkward at first. Do it anyway. You're not pretending you're already there. You're training your mind to accept a new identity. The third big idea Hill hammers is this: you don't get rich from random effort. You get rich from specialized value. He distinguishes between general knowledge and specialized knowledge. General knowledge is what everyone has: random facts, a degree that's never updated, skills that are easily replaceable. Specialized knowledge is focused, useful, and directly tied to solving specific problems. Look at your current job or your business. What exactly do you know that very few people know that actually moves the needle for others? If the answer is not much, that's not a judgment. It's a starting point. The good news is, specialized knowledge has never been more accessible. Online courses, books, mentors, communities. The hard part is choosing what to go deep on. Imagine a nurse who is good at her job but exhausted and underpaid. She could stay stuck for decades. Or she could build specialized knowledge around something specific. Maybe managing diabetes, or patient communication, or building health content online. Then she could use imagination to package that knowledge into something valuable: a consulting service for clinics, a digital course, a YouTube channel, a niche newsletter. Same starting point, totally different path, because of specialized knowledge plus imagination. Ask yourself, what problems do people already come to you for help with? What topics do you find yourself reading or watching videos about, even when you're tired? That's a clue. Your next step could be as simple as committing to learn one new specialized skill over the next 3 to 6 months that directly increases your earning power. Copywriting, data analysis, coding, sales, design, negotiation, whatever fits your world. So your action here is choose one skill that, if you were twice as good at it in a year, would sharply increase your earning power. Write it down next to your money goal. Then choose a first learning resource, a book, a course, a playlist, and set a small daily block, even 20 minutes, to go from interested to dangerously good over time. The fourth big idea Hill hammers is this: you are not supposed to do this alone. Hill introduces the concept of the mastermind, a small group of people who meet regularly to share ideas, hold each other accountable, and combine their mental power. The point isn't to sit in a circle and complain about life. It's to plug your brain into other brains that are also aiming higher. Think about your current environment. When you talk about money, do your friends roll their eyes? Or are they telling you to be realistic when you mention your goals? Or are they sending you links to new skills, new opportunities, new ways to grow? If the people around you are stuck in scarcity, it's almost impossible not to absorb it. Hill's claim is bold.
When two or more minds work together in harmony towards a definite purpose, there's a sort of third, invisible mind created between them. You've probably felt this. You're brainstorming with someone, and suddenly ideas appear that neither of you would have had alone. That's not magic. That's how human creativity works best, in connection. Picture someone who feels stuck in their career. Alone, they might convince themselves there's no way forward. Inside a small group of ambitious colleagues or friends, they get honest feedback. You're underpaid for what you do. Here's how I negotiated my raise. Or, with your skills, you could easily land a remote job paying 30% more. Let's tweak your CV and practice interviews. Same person, different inputs, different outputs. Your move: identify one or two people in your network who also want to grow, financially, professionally, personally. Send a message proposing a simple experiment, a weekly 30-minute call for 1 month where each of you shares one goal, one action you took, and one challenge you're facing. That's it. No need to call it a mastermind, just build it. You can adjust later. Now we need to talk about the part most people underestimate: persistence. It's easy to write a goal once. It's easy to repeat a few affirmations for a week. It's easy to watch videos about skills or join a chat group. It's hard to keep going when nothing has changed yet. Hill is brutal on this. Most people quit at the first sign of temporary defeat. The very moment when things feel like they're not working is often the moment just before something shifts. You send 3 job applications, get ignored, and decide it's useless. You try a side project, make no sales for a month, and abandon it. You build a new habit, miss 2 days, and decide, I'm just not disciplined. He tells stories of people who were literally 3 feet from gold, like miners who gave up just before hitting the richest part of the vein. Someone else took over their equipment and made the fortune. Whether or not the story is perfectly accurate does not matter. What matters is the pattern. People quit too soon. So be very clear with yourself. If you choose a money goal, you will face boredom, doubt, and temporary failure. That's not a sign you're doing it wrong. It's part of the path. Your job is not to never feel discouraged. Your job is to keep taking steps even while feeling discouraged. To make this real, pick one area you've quit on before. It might be saving consistently, applying for higher level roles, building a business, or learning a skill. Decide right now, for the next 90 days, you will not judge your progress by results alone. You will judge it by actions taken, number of applications sent, hours practiced, content pieces created, offers made. Let results lag behind. They always do. Let's wrap this into a simple 24 to 72 hour plan so this doesn't just become nice ideas. First, write your specific money goal with an amount and a date, not someday, a real date. Make it big enough to excite you, but small enough to believe it's possible with stretch. Second, write 3 I am becoming statements that match that goal. Read them out loud morning and night. Attach motion to them. Visualize what it will feel like to live that reality, even for 30 seconds. Third, choose one specialized skill that will likely increase your income. Find one quality resource to start learning: a book, a course, a channel. Block 20 minutes in your calendar tomorrow to start. Fourth, message 1 or 2 people and propose a short weekly accountability call around growth. Don't overcomplicate it. Just start with 1 call in the next few days and see how it feels. Fifth, take 1 visible money action. Cancel a useless subscription. Open an investment account if you don't have one yet. List something you don't use for sale. Draft your CV. Send 1 email asking for feedback on how to become more valuable at work. Something small that tells your brain we are not just thinking richer, we're acting richer. If you do just those 5 steps, you'll already be ahead of most people who only consume and never implement. As you move forward, remember the before and after this book offers. Before, money feels like this mysterious force you can't control. Your income seems fixed by your job title or your degree. You feel like life is happening to you. After, you start to see your thoughts, your words, your skills, your relationships, and your persistence as levers you can actually pull. Money stops being purely emotional and becomes partly mechanical. If there's one idea I want you to carry with you after this video, it's this. Your outer wealth rarely outgrows your inner script. Change the script, and over time, you change the numbers. Not instantly, not magically, but reliably if you stick with it. You don't need to become obsessed with getting rich in some shallow way. You can decide that building wealth is about responsibility, options, and contribution. You can choose to see money as a tool that amplifies who you already are. The real work is to become the kind of person who uses that tool wisely. So as you close this video, don't just move on to the next piece of content. Pause. Decide. What is one thing you will do differently starting today because of what you just heard? Write it down. Commit to it. Let it be the first tiny visible sign that you're not just thinking about growing rich, you're actually beginning to grow into the person who can. If this breakdown helped you see Think and Grow Rich in a more practical way, hit subscribe and stick around. You don't have time to read every classic on money and mindset, but you also don't want to miss the ideas that could quietly reshape your next 10 years. I'll keep bringing you the clearest, most actionable insights so you can spend less time lost in information and more time building a life you're proud of.